Welcome back, guys, to the 10-Minute Bitcoin Show. Today, we're rising. Wait, dang it. I messed it up. We'll get you out of here before the next block. Today, we're raising awareness about dried grapes. And by that, I mean what we're doing here is we're going to give Bitcoin a pulse check. Is Bitcoin dead? Is Bitcoin dead? Is it time to write the obituary? No, it's not. We have had this happen many times in the past. The tourists, they don't stick around for long in the Bitcoin space, guys. They come and go. You're either here for the revolution, you're here for the technology, or you're here for quick gains, and you tend not to stick around through the volatility. But I don't know. I think Bitcoin's at a better place right now than it's been pretty much ever. I mean, I'm more bullish. I hate that term. That term is cringe. I'm more excited about the future of Bitcoin. I'm more hopeful about Bitcoin's ability to deliver a sound money network protocol to the world than I've ever been. And I mean, the economics of the network, the economics of the token, all of it has never been better than it is right now. Just within the last 24 hours, we crossed this Rubicon of this 95% Bitcoin supply issuance. I didn't have a chart pulled up for this, but I should have. But Bitcoin supply is asymptotic, algorithmically asymptotic. And if you're not a math person, what that means is that Bitcoin's supply curve is approaching zero and will eventually become zero. There will be no more new Bitcoin issued at a certain point in time. But we're already rapidly approaching this point in time where the amount of new Bitcoin that gets issued is pretty negligible. So 95% of all the Bitcoin that will ever exist has already been issued, and we'll be at 99% in about 10 years. So we have 4% of the remaining supply will get issued over the next decade. The other 95% has already been issued. And then from that point forward, I mean, the amount of new Bitcoin that's getting created is going to be negligible. Lots of people dancing on the grave right now. I think I've been seeing more FUD about Bitcoin in the For You algorithm on Twitter than I probably ever have. I mean, just about everybody is like, wow, the party's over. The Ponzi finally collapsed. I mean, jeez. I try not to talk like a Gen Z because I'm too old for that, or whatever the new generation is. But I guess miss me with that. Is that what the kids say? I don't know. You've got to zoom out when you're talking about these things. I mean, you're gonna make yourself look really stupid, and many people have done it many times throughout history. If any time you've got one of these like little dips, we're up and to the right long term here, guys. I mean, this is the 10-year chart on a logarithmic scale. When you zoom out and you're not looking at yet, like, yes, of course the price has gone down, what, 25K from the highs, right? Is that right? Maybe closer to 35K from the highs at this point. And that's a big number. But this is but a bump in the road of what has been a tremendously volatile journey for Bitcoin over the last decade. This is nothing new. We are not in uncharted waters. The Ponzi is not collapsing. The soundness of the protocol is intact. The economics of the protocol is intact. And, if you look around, there's more big buyers than there's ever been for this globally distributed, self-clearing digital gold money protocol. Fees are unfairly low. In fact, they're so low, it might become concerning at some point in the future. We've got people concern trolling about spam, which is ridiculous because look at this. Look at this. You can send gold instantly across the world as much as you want for like 13 pennies. They don't even make pennies anymore, guys. You can't buy anything with pennies. You can send gold. You can teleport it across the planet for 13 pennies. That's unfairly cheap. That's ridiculous. Like, what is going on here? Hash rate. Oh, you can't really see this. Dang. This throws a wrench in my plan. Can I? We'll just. There you go. There you go. We'll fix that later. So hash rate, Bitcoin hash rate. Just trust me, you can't see the header. This is Bitcoin hash rate. Hash rate's continuing to climb. The way that we measure hash rate in Bitcoin, we don't actually know on a given day how much hash rate is being contributed, but the way that we measure hash rate is the consistency of the blocks relative to the difficulty that we're currently targeting. Difficulty, if you don't know, in Bitcoin, mining difficulty gets retargeted roughly every 2 weeks, but it's by blocks. So after a certain amount of blocks get discovered, the algorithm will retarget a new difficulty. If the blocks are a little bit fast, it will make the difficulty a little bit harder because we want blocks to come roughly every 10 minutes. Probabilistically every 10 minutes. It's not always exactly 10 minutes. If the blocks have been a little fast over the last 2 weeks on average, then they'll adjust the difficulty down. If the blocks have been a little slow, or no, it's the other way around, then they'll adjust the difficulty up. If the blocks have been a little slow, they'll adjust the difficulty down and it gets a little bit easier. So Bitcoin is dynamic in the sense that it's constantly adjusting to the amount of hash rate that are guessing random numbers trying to pick the next block on the network. This is just part of Bitcoin's security model. There's no such thing as a mining death spiral. Even if half of the miners were to shut themselves off tomorrow, the network would eventually just readjust. It might take a little while because there's like limits on the amount the difficulty could be adjusted, and it would take us longer to get to the point where the difficulty adjustment happened, but on and on and on. That's beside the point. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think 50% of the machines are going to shut off, but even if they did, right, it wouldn't be the end of the world. You still can't really see this. This is just oh, I don't know. I don't know what to do about this. I guess you can kind of see the whole thing now. Oh well. But yeah, hash rates. I mean, look at this. We have just gone parabolic on hash rate. Well, I don't know that it's quite parabolic. Can I do log on this? Yeah, I mean, it's still growing logarithmically, just slowly, right? Which is what you would expect. You would expect all of these S-curve trends with Bitcoin to start to taper down in terms of their exponential growth. Nothing can grow exponentially forever, but I do expect Bitcoin to continue to grow exponentially in terms of adoption, in terms of price, in terms of hash rate. Like all of these things I don't expect to slow down. And Bitcoin, you know, looking at things like what's the average transaction value on the Bitcoin network? Like the base layer Bitcoin is not for coffee payments. It's not for buying chewing gum. Like the average value of a Bitcoin transaction is right now, you know, looking like it's around 150, 200K or so, up from where it was, you know, just like 2 years ago, where the average transaction was a little bit lower, 30K, 40K, 50K. This is the kind of thing that we would expect to see. We would like to see the economic density of the average Bitcoin transaction continuing to go up. And as lower value transactions get pushed on to like lower layer or higher layers of Bitcoin and eventually settle on the base layer, we would like to see people transacting with like things like Lightning. This is just how Bitcoin is designed. It's designed to scale with layers. We've got Bitcoin sent in dollar terms on a daily basis. This is fascinating information for me. If you're not a chart person, if you're not a data person, you might not find this as fascinating as I do, but Bitcoin settles billions of dollars, sometimes tens of billions of dollars daily, globally, around the world without any trusted third parties. Guys, do you understand how amazing this is? We're settling digital specie globally in finality with no trusted intermediaries. Like when you want to send money to someone with like your Venmo or whatever, you want to send them money to their bank account to pay for a cup of coffee. That money has to go through like 3 different intermediaries before it finally gets to the point where they're able to use the money that you gave them, unless you're just handing them physical cash. Bitcoin is the digital equivalent of handing someone physical cash. It doesn't have to go through any banks. It doesn't have to go through any trusted financial institutions. It doesn't have to get approved by anybody. You can instantly transport your digital gold across the planet for 13 pennies. Okay? This is insane. And billions of dollars are settling on the Bitcoin network every single day, right? This can't be understated. This is incredible. This changes the nature of how we move money around this planet. And the rest of the world just hasn't understood this yet. They haven't caught up. They're still stuck in the analog legacy fiat world, guys. And look, this is Google Trends results on Bitcoin. Retail is not here, right? No one's paying attention to this except for us, you, dear viewer, watching the 10-minute Bitcoin show. Don't get discouraged about all of this, right? Like this is just the doldrums. And Bitcoin is not going away. This technology is disruptive. Hang in there.